Welcome back. One of the great things about the Synthesizer V virtual vocalists like Solaria is that they are recorded in a studio just like any other vocalist would be. But of course that means we're working with raw vocals and we'll need processing at some point, EQ, compression, reverb, etc. Here's a quick example of Solaria raw with a bit of reverb in a backing track, and then on the loop it'll play the process vocal.
Into the night we search for dreams and lose our way. Into the night our hearts are free and want to play. Into the night we search for dreams and lose our way. Into the night our hearts are free and want to play.
Okay, hopefully you notice a difference. Obviously the backing track disguises a lot of stuff. Let's just listen to the raw vocals.
Into the night we search for dreams and lose our way. Into the night we search for dreams and lose our way.
Probably one of the best things about using a virtual vocalist is the consistency. It means that once you find a particular sound that you love, you can use that same sound every time. And the way I like to do that is using Match EQ. There's a Nina track I have here. And because this is in a different key and it's quite buried in the backing track, the way to do this is to isolate the vocal, making sure that there are no harmony parts or octave lower voices or whatever, so that you basically just have the raw voice. And then you recreate it, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but it just has to be...
Band memory.
It's the Solaria voice singing the Nina song. I can use that to match against the isolated Nina vocal, and that works substantially better than trying to match it to an isolated vocal which is in a different key, different strength of performance, soft voice or loud voice, etc., etc. You want to get things matching as close as possible. And you don't have to do this every time. This is to build your own kind of presets for vocal processing. So I quickly did vocal matches with various EQs that do vocal matching. Here is Pro Q's version.
Band memory, faces I see. Band memory, faces I see.
That's getting pretty close, but I'm not keen on this sort of EQ curve. And you can simplify this yourself. You can see it's basically a big dip here, dip in the mid-range, and then it starts to rise up here. See what Ozone has.
Band memory, faces I see.
Same sort of thing, lots of wigglies, but I think generally this is possibly a better version. I also tried Tokyo Dawn's Nova.
Band memory, faces I see.
It's a different sound, but it's in the ballpark. And then there's Ceilings of Sound Pro, which can be really great for matching, but I think it's okay in this.
Band memory, faces I see, mean nothing to me.
It's actually pretty good. So I'm going to compare all four of these, one after another, and then we're going to have a listen, putting them all through this new equalizer from Waves Factory.
Band memory, faces I see, mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams.
Okay, I definitely like Ceilings of Sound the best here. Now I'm going to put equalizer on.
Band memory, faces I see, mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams.
So that's quite good. I can reduce the amount, obviously. Let's have a listen just to Ceilings of Sound.
Band memory, faces I see, mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams, beyond memory. Why is it me, and no one can see?
I think you'll agree I've got that extra sheen of a nice vocal process going on here. Let's hear it playing.
Beyond memory, faces I see mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams, beyond memory. Why is it me, and no one can see, only shadows in my dreams?
Obviously, I would need a de-esser in this chain, and of course, there's compression that still needs to be added. Let's add a de-esser.
Beyond memory, faces I see mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams, beyond memory. Why is it me, and no one can see, only shadows in my dreams?
Okay, that's pretty good. So now I want to try and match the compression amount from the isolated vocal with our Solaria performance. And the way I like to do that is using Melda Productions M Multi-Analyzer. I use this on every project. Right, so I open this up. I can see both tracks playing.
Beyond memory, faces I see.
But it's the loudness and wave. We don't want the loudness on in this particular moment. I want to see what the waveforms are doing.
To me, only shadows in my dreams, beyond memory. Why is it me?
So you can see by the different shapes that one's compressed. And one's louder, obviously, but you can also see that one's compressed a lot more. So what I want to do now is add a compressor. I'm just going to use the Pro C2. And this is going on the Solaria performance. We'll go with Classic. Okay, so I have orange is the Solaria and blue is the isolated vocal.
Me, beyond memory, faces I see mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams, beyond memory. Why is it me, and no one can see, only shadows in my dreams, beyond memory. Faces I see mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams, beyond memory. Why is it me?
So I've made it a bit of a sausage at the moment so that I can then reintroduce parallel processing.
Memory, faces I see mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams,
There you go.
beyond memory. Why is it me, and no one can see, only shadows in my dreams?
Compression's not perfectly matched because obviously the performances are slightly different. I didn't get that accurate. But again, I'm in the ballpark now. So I've borrowed the EQ from the isolated vocal and I've borrowed a relative compression settings from the isolated vocal. So theoretically, if I was to activate the backing track, I'm just going to do the drums and bass with our isolated vocal. It should start to feel like it belongs in this mix.
Beyond memory, faces I see mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams.
Let's hear it without the processing.
Beyond memory, faces I see mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams. Beyond memory, why is it me?
Let's add a bit of reverb.
Beyond memory, faces I see mean nothing to me, only shadows in my dreams.
Pretty good. And obviously I could save this as a preset chain, which makes for a great starting point for any time I use the Solaria voice with this particular articulation. Anyway, hopefully that's an insight on how to get a nice processed vocal sound. And until the next time, see you soon.